So I went and bought myself this. It's an Argon ONE V5 M.2 case for the Raspberry Pi 5, and one feature of this case is that the built-in cooling fans plug straight into the dedicated cooling fan pins on the Raspberry Pi 5 itself. Now this isn't just specific to the Argon case, it's actually the same with most cases for the Raspberry Pi 5. Now if I open up the Argon case here, let's put the lid down there, you can see here this is the Argon case's fan connector plugging straight into the Raspberry Pi 5 that's hidden underneath this section. But if I look at this official case for the Raspberry Pi 5, you can see just here, it's actually got the exact same fan connector, so that would fit straight into there if I wanted to. So the Raspberry Pi will control that fan in firmware. By default, I think it starts turning the fan on when it reaches 50 or 60 degrees Celsius. But quite often that might not be early enough, especially in busy cases with lots of extra components like this Argon ONE. Now if you are running the actual Raspberry Pi operating system or another reasonably standard Linux variant, then it's quite easy to tweak those temperature thresholds for the fan to turn on. But if you are running Home Assistant, then it's not so simple. Well, until now anyway. I've put together an app for Home Assistant that should make this a whole lot easier and let you monitor the fan too. The old process for setting the Raspberry Pi 5's fan thresholds in Home Assistant is a very manual one. It involved editing a file called config.txt, which is only accessible by plugging a keyboard and a monitor into the Pi and manually editing the file that way. Because of the way that Home Assistant OS is secured, there's no easy way to access the file remotely without a huge amount of effort. So from what I've read in the forums, people have been typing a ton of configuration manually this way. And I thought to myself, this is a lot of effort. And I like things that are automated and therefore easier to replicate without mistakes. And then I remembered that there was another app for Home Assistant that enables the I2C pins, and that edits the same file. So I found that add-on's code on GitHub and asked ChatGPT to change it slightly for me. And change it did. I have to say I was blown away by how well it did, and its code worked first time perfectly. So I decided to make it available to anyone who wants to use it. So the rest of this video is a little tutorial on how to install the Pi 5 Fan Enabler app, or add-on, or whatever we're calling it now. Please do remember to give this video a like if you do find it useful, and subscribe to my channel for free to see more from me. Now let's get on with that tutorial. Okay, so I'm starting here with a clean installation of Home Assistant. You probably won't be, but yeah, this is just for testing purposes. But the first thing you need to make sure is that you've got advanced mode enabled. Now you click on your little username in the bottom left hand corner, and under this user preferences section, you scroll down and you need to turn on advanced mode. And the reason you have to do that is because otherwise the add-on or app that we're going to install just won't appear in the list of apps because it needs special permissions. So without advanced mode enabled, you won't be able to see the add-on. Okay, once that's enabled, we can then go and install the app. So we'll go down to settings and we click on apps here, which used to be called add-ons. So if you hear me saying the word add-ons, it's because I'm still stuck in the old world of them being called add-ons. It's going to take a lot of time for me to get used to calling them apps. I'm still not convinced it's the best term for them, but you click on apps anyway, go down to install app at the bottom right hand corner, and then there's loads here, but the one we want isn't in Home Assistant by default. So we have to click on these three dots in the top right, go to repositories, then you have to paste in my repository. Now that's the URL that's on screen there. Don't worry, you can pause the video, write that down, or you can copy and paste it from the video's description, because I will make sure I put it in there for you. So you just click on add, give it a second. There we go, you can see it's appeared in the list. So you can click on closed, closed, close. So now if I scroll down a little bit, Now mine has appeared here, but you might have to refresh the page to get it to appear. But what we're looking for is this section here, HasOS Pi 5 Fan Enabler, and then this little tile here, the Pi 5 Fan Enabler, is the add-on itself. Sorry, app. Let's click on that, and we need to go to the install button and give it a few seconds. If this takes too long, I'll skip ahead. Didn't take too long actually, took like another 3 seconds. So right, now there's a few things we need to make sure here. First of all, this protection mode option, we have to turn that off, and we're going to get a big red warning at the top. That's because it needs well, quite admin-y access to the system, privileged access to the system, so as it can write to that boot file. And if you have protection mode on, then it won't be allowed to do that. You also need to make sure that you do not enable start on boot. This literally only needs to run once. We're going to run the add-on or app, and it's going to make the changes it needs. We're going to reboot, and then that's it, done. So you can see in the configuration section there is no configuration. There's a bit of documentation I've written. Feel free to update the documentation if you can do something better with that. But all we're going to do here is make sure protection mode is off, and we're going to click on start. Only takes a couple of seconds, and then we go across to the log, and you can see here it has done lots and lots of stuff. I mean, most of this you don't need to really look at. It's just telling you what it's done. It's added a load of text to a configuration file. But what it has done, now this is quite useful for you for in a little bit, it's given you these 2 file paths here. So I'm actually going to copy that, and I'm going to put that into a text editor here, just so as I can use them later. And I suggest you do the same. Make a note of those, because they will be useful in a little bit. Now at this point you can just hard power off the Raspberry Pi, power it back on, and the fan will run according to those new thresholds. But if you want to monitor the fan in Home Assistant, then let's do a little bit more work first. So let's create some sensors then to monitor that fan. So we're going to start by going to Settings and Apps, and we're going to install another app called File Editor. This one's built in, so we can just click on that there. We're going to go install. Now this takes a little bit longer than my Pi 5 Fan Enabler add-on does, so I will definitely skip ahead on this one. Okay, once that's done, you click on Show in Sidebar, so as we can access it nice and easily. Make sure it's Start on Boot, because that's quite convenient, and then we just click on Start there. And after a few seconds, it should let us access it. I'll skip ahead. I like skipping ahead because you don't want to watch all this happen in real time. There we go. The add-on has started, so to access it we can just go to this file editor item on the left hand side, and we want to open a file called configuration.yaml. So I click on browse file system and I look for configuration.yaml, and it opens it up here. Let's make a little bit of space. Now we need to go and get some sensor configuration. So if we go to settings, back to apps, and go to the Pi 5 enabler one, scroll down a little bit here, and I've put in some configuration for you. So just copy that to the clipboard, go back to your file editor, and in this configuration file we're going to paste it right at the end. And do you remember these paths that we copied and pasted earlier? Good, because we're going to copy the first one, the fan 1 input, and we're going to paste that over there like that. And oh no, where has it gone? There it is. And the PWM one, we're going to copy that, and we're going to paste that over there. The reason you need to get that file path from the add-on is because it changes depending on your device and what sort of storage device you've got and that sort of thing. So on mine, HWMON3 is the file path, but I think if you're using a micro SD card, it can be HWMON1. I don't know why it's different actually, but you're best off getting the actual one from the add-on. So we're just going to click on save. there, and then we're going to go down to settings, down to developer tools. We're going to check the configuration to make sure it's not broken, and then we're going to do a restart. But we're not going to just do this yellow restart. We're going to go down to advanced options and reboot system and reboot, and I will see you in a few seconds when this is restarted. Okay, so Home Assistant has restarted, and what you're going to do now is restart it again, because you've got to do a double restart for some reason. I don't know quite why that is, but you click on restart, advanced options, and then reboot system and reboot, and wait for it to reboot again. Okay, have you done both reboots? If so, then we can go and check to see if it's worked, and we do that by going down to settings, devices and services, and then entities up at the top there. And if we filter by fan, there we go, you should see these two Pi 5 fan speed items. So one is percentage and one is RPM. So if I click on RPM, 2767 RPM. And let's go and look at the percentage. That's 29%. So there you go. That's your two entities. You can stick them on your dashboard or use them in automations or whatever you want to do with them. And that's all there is to it. Now, I know that currently those fan thresholds are hard coded in the app. If you want to change them, you have to go and edit the code yourself. So it would be good if at some point that those thresholds could be added as configuration parameters that you could set yourself. But to do that does require a whole rewrite of the code so as it can find and replace existing configuration in that boot file. Now, I did start adding in configuration parameters ready for that, but they are currently commented out in the code. If anyone fancies updating my run bash file to deal with custom parameters, then please feel free to submit a PR. Anyway, I hope that you found this useful. I'll probably do another video soon all about just the Argon ONE V5 case if you want to know more about that. So please make sure you're subscribed for free so as you don't miss that. A massive thank you to my channel members and patrons listed here for supporting the channel. If you'd like to get early access to my videos and the occasional bit of bonus content too, then check out the links on joining in the description. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.